And it is Indiana in the Morning, presented, as always, by First Commonwealth Bank here in the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. And we're so happy to welcome into the studio David Ziel, who is the Chief Development Officer for Urban, and Byron Stauffer, Indiana County Office of Planning and Development. And gentlemen, you two have made quite a team here in the last, not just couple of days, but last few months. It's good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
It's really good to have you in the studio. This guy we see all the time, but it's good to have you both here because we get a chance to meet you a little bit more in depth than yesterday at the event that was held at Windy Ridge. So, David, first question: what is Urban, and what do you do?
Urban Outfitters. We are a conglomerate of multiple brands. We're founded in the state of Pennsylvania. Urban Outfitters Inc. is predominantly an apparel-driven business, so we have multiple brands. Urban Outfitters itself, Anthropology, Free People, Beholden, a wedding concept, and Terrain, an indoor-outdoor lifestyle concept. So we're an international retail company.
And obviously, you're pretty big.
We're very big. We're a very big company, but again, the neat part is we're founded in Pennsylvania. We get to continue our growth in the great state of Pennsylvania.
Well, that's one of the intriguing things about all of this is the fact that you're here now in Indiana County. And I'm interested in how that relationship developed. How was it that Indiana County came onto your radar and you decided this is a place we need to explore?
Indiana County came on the radar through for several different reasons. One, we've put ourselves in position, and from our founder down through, we've made a commitment to continue our growth in the state of Pennsylvania. And that being said, we've made multiple commitments in the Lancaster area of the state to expand our distribution network. As e-commerce has become a bigger part of volume for all retail companies and companies in general, that expansion of our distribution network is a predominant focus for our company. That being said, in Lancaster, we've continued to grow our distribution, East Coast distribution fulfillment needs, and Indiana posed itself as a perfect opportunity for us to go elsewhere in the Commonwealth other than the eastern side of the state and continue to grow that network. We're very excited about it. We have the West Coast fulfillment strategies being engaged in Reno, Nevada, and we're going to continue to grow. But multiple reasons why Indiana works, community, workforce, and we think it's a great place to start a particular part of our business.
How does a fulfillment center operate within your company? What does it actually do?
Fulfillment centers, they're varying types. So the direct-to-consumer fulfillment, retail fulfillment are the predominant roles. So retail fulfillment meaning 2 stores or 4-wall operations, direct-to-consumer, direct to the customer. This facility is still being worked through the network of the multitudes of things that it will or will not have, but it's going to provide plenty of opportunity, meet our needs of distribution of those product types to the eastern region.
We're talking with David Ziel. He is the Chief Development Officer for Urban. And Byron Stauffer is here from the Indiana County Office of Planning and Development. Byron, this has been a long time coming and required an awful lot of groundwork by an awful lot of people to make this happen, didn't it?
Yeah, the community really stepped up. Our elected leadership, Representative Dave Reed, Senator Don White, certainly the governor and his staff, really I think worked together to put a good foot forward for Indiana County. We've made a lot of investments at the Windy Ridge Business Technology Park. The Commonwealth has invested heavily in that park, and certainly our local leadership, our business community shouldn't be understated. The role that like Christine Toretti and putting us in engaged with the KSA group, a consultant group. I think we're key touch points where we got to meet the Urban team and Dave, and we have been working on it a long time, but it's a very big project, and we weren't the only suitor that Urban had, so we had to hopefully prove our worth.
I sort of hate to put it this way, but when you first met David Ziel, what did you think? I mean,
well, first time I met him, he, it's kind of a loaded question.
I'm going to give you the same chance,
I'm
Dave.
good with that.
But you could tell he knows what he's talking about. He comes across as very, he knows his business. He knows what he wants, and he's put a lot of challenges to us. So hopefully, we've tried to keep pace. And he told me when we first met, he says, "You've never met anybody like me," and he was very true to that.
David, turn that back around. Turn that
back around to
Byron.
Byron. I think that's accurate. When we came here, this project is a big piece for Indiana to handle. And what I would say is, one, I would echo the Dave Reed, Christine Treddy, Senator White, the team that really pitched. They're the team that pitched this opportunity and really tried to sway Urban to come here. And that's how I met Byron. But when I met Byron, I said, this is going to be big. It's going to be fast. What I will tell you is I remember, and I've been here multiple times, and one time we were at a particular dinner event, and I gave a toast to Byron because I actually will tell you that I think Byron is one of the best economic development leads I've worked with in my career. I think he met the challenge. I think the complexities of what we're trying to do, it's so substantial. The complexities of the Windy Ridge site were a handful to begin with, and the entire group has been, especially Byron, steadfast to remove those obstacles and put Indiana in a position to create jobs and have Urban Outfitters here. So I can do nothing but commend his efforts and his scalability. He's a fantastic representation of a smaller town with a big mind.
It has to work for your company financially to come here, obviously, or you wouldn't even consider a place like this. So
Correct.
What was there about this area that made you say to yourself, finally, we can make this work and we can really do something here that's very special?
I think the quality of your workforce in the adjacency to IUP and the interest there. But here's the deal. Speculative building of fulfillment centers, distribution centers, manufacturing centers. You guys see it. You can work the Eastern Corridor. There's all kinds of speculative building going. And this is, Urban's always been a pioneering company. We were pioneering with our retail under the founder, Dick Hayne. We'd always be the first ones into a market. And here we come. We think Indiana suits the workforce needs, the quality of living needs, the quality of people that reside here. And we're a substantially larger operation than we see. But I think that's an advantage. And I think Indiana is going to surprise people. They're going to surprise the urban network. And I think this facility is going to be one of our best.
Is the Windy Ridge facility that much different from your other distribution centers, the amenities they offer, the various infrastructures?
I'd love to tell you they're the most beautiful things in the world. We do as much as we can architecturally, but each distribution center, regardless of its function, you're very close on standard sizing, heights, sizes, and so forth. It's what's inside the facility that's different by the use of the facility. So materials handling equipment versus racking and versus cross-docking, it all is a science by the product you're going to move through there. And all of it, we're setting this facility to handle a very large percentage of our business. This initial building comes in at over 800,000 square feet. Byron's put me in the position, we've got a few obstacles to clear, but our max size here is 1 million square feet, which is equivalent to any size distribution building we have in the entire network.
Wow. Byron Stauffer, the infrastructure that I spoke of a couple of moments ago, it didn't exist here 5 years ago. Some of it didn't exist 2 years ago. And yet it does now. Talk, if you would, for a couple of moments about that team of people that put together what needs to be done, because it's not an easy undertaking to do what you've done.
Well, I have viewed the Windy Ridge Farm, formerly the Windy Ridge Farm property, as a great opportunity for Indiana County. It's certainly at the crossroads of 422 and 286. just outside of the commercial district of Indiana and White Township. So the geographic location was an opportunity, but certainly, we bought 196 acres through the Indiana County Development Corporation, and purchased it almost 9 years ago. And so it takes a long time to be able to work through the design and the permitting process. That site takes on about 100 acres of off-site water from different sources. So we have some wetlands, which are some of the challenges that Dave mentioned. So we'll be able to do this first phase, and then hopefully with some mitigations, be able to position urban to grow into the future. But the things that we did that hopefully were catalysts for some of the decision making were a 725,000 gallon water tank, 12-inch water mains to be able to support a large building. The off-site improvements where we got state help, and certainly a great partnership with PennDOT District 10 in order to do all the improvements on 286 at the 422 interchange, new traffic signals, enhanced entrance into the business park, widening that whole corridor. So from a logistics standpoint, and again, I'm not that expert, so I'll defer to Dave, but certainly, being able to have the volume of large trucks to be able to get right on 286 and then right on 422 east and west, and be able to pick up 119 and 422 and the different transportation routes that collectively the county and our elected officials have been working on over the years with 422 and certainly 22 and 119 improvements throughout the corridors. So, we've brought all the utilities to the site, and just ready for this type of opportunity. So I think the lesson that I've learned, and in fact I made an apology to the board at one time, because in order to accommodate urban at nearly 50 acres, we had to assemble, I think it's 5 or 6 lots to be able to do that. And so we were planning for maybe a 300,000 or 400,000 square foot building, which is maybe more typical for an Indiana County type manufacturing type facility. But this facility that Urban is proposing just is a lot larger than we designed for. So it took a while for us to be able to demonstrate the capacity that we could meet their needs for the long term.
Byron Stauffer, thanks so much for being with us. David Ziel, welcome to Urban Outfitters here in Indiana County. We're so looking forward to this relationship. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We are as well. Thank you.